Greetings, discreet defenders. It is time for a reliability test update on the Ruger LCP2 in 22LR, also known as the Lite Rack. This is the pistol. This is the magazine it came with. We're not using that magazine today. We are using the two new magazines that I ordered on eBay, and they're already preloaded with the nice Browning ammunition. Which is the only ammunition that I've been able to get to run a complete 10 rounds from the Ruger. This is the round in question. Somebody pointed out that this is also loaded by Winchester. Of course, Winchester and Browning have a relationship. I haven't checked what that is in recent years, but at one point Browning owned Winchester and was making their shotguns. Ask me how I know that. All right. I'm just gonna zip through these two. Haven't even cleaned the gun since the last video, so it should still be equally as cruddy. Oh, and that first round loaded pretty nice. And I do have hearing protection in for this test. Weird. Oh, seriously not good. Wow, the bullet was struck. Okay, I'm scared this is going to go off at any minute, but it is 22LR after all. I should definitely have eye protection on for this. I didn't anticipate that. The hammer struck the base of the round and did not set it off. I'm going to drop it in there and try hitting it once again. And I'm going to use the original magazine because the gun has a magazine disconnect, I believe. Okay, that's a dead round. That's the second one from this box. This box was stored in my basement for 5 years. I'm not terribly surprised, but at least at this point I can keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. All right, and we'll give that a minute. Drop that round in the bag. That's the second misfire with these old Brownings that have sat in my basement for 5 years. Not a fair test of the gun. All right, rolling again. Misfeed. Possibly another misfire. Definitely drop the hammer. Everything looks in battery. Gotta wait the obligatory minute. Keeping the gun pointed in a safe direction. And empty at last. Okay, so this magazine is crap, probably. That's okay, because we have a third magazine, now damp with drizzle, less than ideal conditions, but we'll load that up. Chambers. All 10, no problem. Now, let me explain something about this magazine. I expected this one to work because right out of the box, I noticed that the lips on this magazine, let me make sure I get this focused for you guys. The lips on this magazine are a little bit, I'm not sure if it shows up on camera, but they're visually a little bit tighter than the other two. So I'm gonna load this magazine again, this one and only this one. I can tell which one it is, fortunately, because this strange little mark on the base. You can see it has it on that side. The other two do not. It's kind of an odd quirk, but at least I can instantly tell which magazine is my favorite. These two actually have the same mark, but they only have it on the other side of the magazine, whereas this one does not. Okay, so this is the odd magazine out, and it's the magazine that I predicted would work right when it came out of the box. I maybe should have mentioned that before. And to reload this magazine, I did bring the little mini Maglula that I made fun of on camera. And one of you called me out on it and said, bring that thing to the range when you go. Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. My wife's favorite sentence in the world. To hear, not to say. Now, I'm going to use the last 3 rounds, as far as I know in the whole world, of the Aguila Super Extra. I put them in with the Brownings, but these are the Aguilas. I'm going to load them on top. But first, I'm going to load the Brownings. I'm going to dig the Aguilas out of the duff now, because, of course, I got stupid there. There it is. And warm those up in my pocket while I load the Brownings into the magazine. And employ the Maglula. And maybe I should just demo this on camera. It's a slow, laborious process. I won't make you watch all of it. I will jeopardize the one-take purity for sake of time here. And yes, it is a terrible day to be shooting a 22 pistol, but I figure that creates an extra fair test for the gun. Someone appears to have joined me out in the free target range here provided by the state of Minnesota. That is fine by me, so long as he shoots in a safe direction. I'm just going to load one of these Brownings into the chamber, put the gun on safety, load one of the Brownings, and then load the remaining 3 Aguilas. Make sure they're all the way seated, all the way back each time. Drop this guy. Whoops. That Aguila does not want to load. Okay, and then push that back. A little frustrating to learn how to use one of these. This is not as easy as it looks, and I make it look hard. All right, there we go. These mag springs are actually tougher than you'd expect them to be. And if the Aguilas don't make it, fail to feed, then I'm going to declare this magazine pretty good. Okay, that's them. The Browning on top, and now the 3rd Aguila has loaded successfully. That's it for the Aguilas. 7 Brownings. Oh, and there we have another hard primer. Not the gun's fault again. These were stored in my damp basement for 5 years, and I'll let that one sit for a minute in the chamber. I have only had a hard primer with these Brownings that have sat in my basement for 5 years. None of the other two types of ammo I've tested in here has given me these hard primers. Or failures to ignite, whatever they're called. All right. The failure of the manual extraction process is a little annoying to me, however. All right. Okay. All right. Feed that sucker in there. And empty. All right. Since we have 10 more of those Brownings, and this, as far as I'm aware, is the last of the rimfire ammunition, except for 17 HMR, in all the world. So, but, I mean, I can't rely on them to ignite in a defensive situation, right? So I might as well use them up, give this magazine its final test, figure out how to use the Maglula, and then if I can ever get my hands on some more 22 LR ammo, actually I've written to my mother to ask her to sell me some, particularly CCI stuff. Again, it's been stored long term, but it's CCI. Some reliable ammo. And feeding seems fine. Oh, did I count? Yep. Bad primer on the last one. That's okay. We'll let it sit for a minute. I have an idea. Let's recycle that one and try one more time. Yay! Got that bad primer strike to clear. All right. There are the tests that I can do until I can find more rimfire ammunition. This has been Dave for DDR, giving you guys a good range review of the LCP2 Lite Rack by Ruger in 22 LR. Have a great week.